The desert keeps its secrets, while every grain of sand is a memory of power, betrayal, and love that defied the gods. They were never meant to be remembered, but history still whispers their names. Imhotep and Anck-Su-Namun. These two figures, separated by centuries, are pillars of ancient Egyptian lore. One, a brilliant architect who reached for the heavens. The other, a mysterious queen bound by duty and desire. Popular culture has woven them together into a single, terrifying legend of forbidden love and a curse that spans millennia. But what if the truth is stranger? What if their stories, though separate, are connected by a thread that modern archaeology is only just beginning to unravel? Today, we peel back the layers of myth and history to uncover the real stories of Imhotep and Anck-Su-Namun and the chilling warnings they left buried beneath the sand. Before kings ruled the Nile, one man dreamed like a god. His name was Imhotep. He wasn't a pharaoh or a warrior, but his legacy outshines many who wore the crown. Living during the reign of Pharaoh, Djoser, around 2650 BC, Imhotep was a true visionary. He was an architect, a high priest, a physician, and a chancellor to the pharaoh. His genius was so profound that he is often considered the world's first true polymath. His greatest achievement, the Step Pyramid at Saqqara. This wasn't just a tomb, it was a revolution. Before Imhotep, pharaohs were buried in simple, flat-roof structures called mastabas. Imhotep had a bolder idea. He stacked 6 mastabas, one on top of the other, each smaller than the last, creating a stairway to the heavens. He built the first pyramid, daring to reach heaven itself. He was the man who turned stone into immortality, pioneering large-scale stone construction and leaving a mark on the world that has stood for over 4,500 years. His influence was so great that centuries after his death, he was deified, worshipped as a god of medicine and wisdom. Centuries later, another figure emerged from the golden haze of Egyptian history, shrouded in mystery and tragedy. She was born into fire, Anck-Su-Namun, queen, beauty, and curse. History knows her primarily through her connection to the famous boy king. She was his queen, his half-sister, and likely the love of his young life. Her name meant she lives through Amen, a powerful declaration of divine connection, but her reality was likely one of gilded chains. As queen, she was at the pinnacle of power, yet she lived in a world of strict protocols, political intrigue, and constant observation. Whispers behind curtains, alliances made in shadow. This was her court. Her own desires, her own ambitions, were secondary to the needs of the throne and the will of the priests. We see her depicted in art from Tutankhamun's tomb, a graceful figure standing by her husband's side. But behind the regal facade and the cobra crown, her story remains largely untold. A life lived in the shadow of a golden king, a queen whose personal narrative was consumed by the grand drama of a dynasty in decline. Different centuries, different dynasties. Imhotep, the brilliant commoner who became a god. Anck-Su-Namun, the queen, whose life is a footnote in a king's story. In real history, they never met. They lived over 1,000 years apart. Yet, in the modern imagination, their names are forever linked, reborn as the central figures in a tale of forbidden love and eternal damnation. How did this happen? Their names share one fate erased from history, yet reborn as legend. Both of their tombs have never been definitively found, leaving a vacuum that myth was all too eager to fill. Over time, their individual stories were lost to the public, their names becoming raw material for storytellers. Were they bound by destiny, or by something darker? Perhaps the connection isn't historical, but symbolic. Both represent a defiance of the natural order. Imhotep by trying to conquer death through architecture, and Anck-Su-Namun by becoming a symbol of a love so powerful it would seek to break the laws of life and death itself. The sand of time has mixed their legacies into a single, haunting legend. This legend finds its dark heart in ancient texts and hidden rituals. In hidden tombs near Saqqara, strange texts spoke of resurrection rituals never meant for mortal hands. The Egyptian Book of the Dead is filled with spells and incantations designed to guide the soul through the afterlife. But some texts spoke of more forbidden practices, rituals to not just guide the soul, but to pull it back into the mortal world. This is where myth takes over. The story goes that a high priest, consumed by a love that transcended death, dared to use these dark arts. He defied the gods. To bring back the queen he loved, he stole her body from its sacred rest and attempted the ultimate blasphemy in a hidden chamber, chanting the words that would unravel the fabric of reality. But he was stopped, and for his crime, he was condemned to the Hum, a curse so vile, it was reserved for the most unspeakable evil, erasing his name and mummifying him alive, ensuring his soul would be tormented for all eternity. This theme of a curse protecting the dead is not just fiction. It echoes a very real fear that captivated the world. Thousands of years later, in 1922, the tomb of Tutankhamun was breached by Howard Carter. The discovery was monumental, but it came with a chilling story. Above the entrance, tabloids claimed, were words of death. Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king. While no such inscription was actually found on the main entrance, the legend took hold. When Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's financier, died shortly after from an infected mosquito bite, the world press went into a frenzy. Newspapers screamed Pharaoh's curse strikes, linking his death and a series of other misfortunes to the opening of the tomb. But the idea of such a curse wasn't new. It had appeared once before in stories connected to Imhotep's city of Memphis, where tales of guardians protecting the ancient necropolis had been told for centuries. The curse became a cultural phenomenon, a powerful narrative warning against meddling with the sacred sleep of the pharaohs. The threads connecting these ancient sites are not just mythological. In recent years, science has uncovered a truly baffling connection. Modern radar scans beneath Saqqara, the home of Imhotep's pyramid, revealed something impossible: a hidden chamber, perfectly aligned with the step pyramid, but located near a complex of shafts from a much later period. The site dynasty, to constructions built centuries apart, were linked with a precision that defies explanation. Coincidence or design? Ground-penetrating radar and other remote sensing technologies have allowed archaeologists to map the world beneath the sand without digging a single hole. These digital maps have shown an intricate network of tunnels, shafts, and chambers beneath Saqqara. The alignment of this newly found chamber with the ancient pyramid is a geometric anomaly. It suggests that later builders had a profound and precise knowledge of the original structures, knowledge that should have been lost to time. It raises the question, why would they create this connection? What were they trying to point to, or perhaps, contain? The mystery deepened in 2018. A team of Egyptian archaeologists uncovered a sealed burial shaft in the Saqqara necropolis, untouched for over 2,500 years. As they descended into the shaft of silence, the atmosphere grew heavy. They found scrolls of unknown script, mummified animals, and a series of sealed sarcophagi. But strange things began to happen. Sensitive electronic sensors started failing without reason. A profound, icy chill that had nothing to do with the outside temperature froze the air. The team reported a feeling of being watched, of a static presence in the darkness. One archaeologist, unnerved by the experience, later swore he heard a whisper ride a sudden gust of wind through the sealed chamber. The desert remembers. This account, though anecdotal, captures the primal fear and awe of disturbing a place that has slept for millennia. It feels less like an excavation and more like an intrusion, waking something that was meant to remain asleep forever. This brings us to a chilling reinterpretation of the entire legend. What if the curse was never a punishment, but a seal? A lock on a door that should never be opened? Think about it. The legendary curse of Imhotep wasn't just to punish him, but to contain his knowledge and power. The so-called curse of Tutankhamun wasn't just to protect the king, but to warn the world away from something inside his tomb, or perhaps something his tomb was meant to guard. Imhotep may have tried to master death. Anck-Su-Namun, in myth, may have become its keeper. And the curse, their way of warning us never to open the gate again. The elaborate rituals, the terrifying legends, the dire warnings inscribed on temple walls, perhaps they were all part of a sophisticated ancient security system, a psychological barrier designed to last for eternity, to frighten away anyone who might stumble upon a power too great for the mortal world to handle. The serpent devouring its own tail. The Ouroboros is an ancient symbol for eternity, but it is also a symbol of a cycle, a loop, a warning that what is awakened can never be put back to sleep. Somewhere between genius and godhood lies the price of immortality. The stories of Imhotep and Anck-Su-Namun, whether rooted in fact or woven from myth, serve as powerful allegories. They explore the boundaries of human ambition, the depths of love, and the terrifying consequences of defying the natural order. Perhaps they were never myths at all, but a mirror, a reflection of our own fascination with life, death, and what lies beyond. A warning from the past, echoing through millennia, that some doors are sealed for a reason, and some knowledge was never meant to be remembered. The sand continues to shift, hiding and revealing secrets in its own time. And as we continue to search for answers, we must remember to listen for the whispers, because the desert always remembers. Thanks for watching. If you were fascinated by this journey into ancient mysteries, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the secrets of our world.